Tales from the Tree, number 25. So we've got this situation up here. Remember, we're down here at Binah and Chokmah. So basically what we're doing here is we've got Eve, Adam, and Cain. Cain. See, that's the critical thing in this situation here is Cain. Cain, you know, the firstborn, you know, the spoiled brat, you know, the firstborn. You know, he thinks the world revolves around him. His mom and dad are there to serve him. He's coming down this way. See? On the Empress. You know, the Emperor is this one over here, remember? See? Now we got the Hierophant over here and the Chariot over there. And so what we're doing is, and this one's a little tricky here, Binah, Eve, she's coming over this way to meet him. Adam's coming over there this way to meet him. And they're saying, look, dude, listen to me now. We got to get through this Doth thing here, see? We got to, you know, we've got to carry this spiritual consciousness down into balance. We've got to get through this. We've got to get through this thing that's Doth, death on the way up. But we have to bring this consciousness down on the way down. You see? Now, me and Daddy, or me and Mommy, however, which side you prefer to come from, know how to do it. But you don't know how to do this, and we're going through this, and we want you, as you go through Doth here on the way down, because we're going to meet you back down here in just a couple of minutes. Just a couple of minutes. This is all part of the same lesson. We're going to meet you down here, but we need you to, for the first time in your space, consider something other than self. You know, we have given you everything you wanted, everything we could until now, and now we're bringing this back down into material reality, and we have to keep it balanced. So as you come through this Doth, this confusion here, this thing that, you know, you went up it, you were already born, you went to bring yourself to God. Well, now we need you to assist us in bringing God down through death, rebirth. It's now rebirth. We want the rebirth of consciousness. We want you to be able to do this. Can you do it? You know? And of course, you know, he's incapable. He's incapable of conceiving, of saying anything but yes. But to him, yes doesn't mean, yes, I'll do it. To him, it means, of course, it'll happen. It's, you know, I'm God myself. I mean, you just introduced me to the cocksucker. That's me. You know, so of course. So Adam and Eve go back over to their respective places. And, you know, he's cruising down there. See, remember that Emperor guy, you know, he's sort of nurturing. He's sort of like, oh yeah, I'll take care of you. You know, everything will be all right. And Adam comes back over here and he's cruising down the Hierophant. I mean, we already been through this once. The Hierophant, he's a pretty nice guy. He's like a religious leader. And Adam's bringing his male God consciousness down through that wonderful male teacher, religious leader type aspect. And poor old Eve over here, coming out of intelligence and Binah, she has to come down through that damn Chariot. You know, Chariot's one of the ones that, if you remember, Kayla gave me hell about a little while back because I said, oh man, he shoots the arrow and doesn't always hit what he aims at. And Alan said, now wait a minute, he's a warrior, you know, you're mixing this up, you know. But, yeah, but he doesn't take time. He's riding along on the Chariot, man, the horses, everything's bouncing and stuff, and he just sees a person over there is on the other side of the line, and he shoots at it. It's not necessarily the person he would have shot at if he thought about it. But he always hits what he shoots at. So Eve is coming down, and all of a sudden this intellect has got this very, very macho consciousness. And it's trying to carry the concept of godness, through these outrageous other concepts, and we're trying to rebirth it. See, on the way up, we went through the death principle and stuff like that. Now we're trying to rebirth it and get it down here to balance. We're trying to rebirth it and we get it down here to balance. And all of a sudden we get down here to balance, and I don't know, well, you've got a son. Fortunately, you had a daughter first, and she probably helped create a little bit of anxiety and a little bit more sibling rivalry. But, you know, we've got this, you know, basically terrible twos, 2-year-old macho male kid who thinks he's the cat's meow, traveling through this horrible nurturing car. You know, it's nurturing. It's like, yeah, everything will be all right. And of course, that's what Mom and Dad have been doing to him. So we get down here to balance. We get down here to Tiphareth, and Eve goes, boy, I handle that pretty good. I handle that pretty good. You know, maybe I'll grow a pecker. Maybe I'll trade places with Adam. I mean, she did pretty good. You know, and old Adam, and all his wisdom, all his anarchy, all that maleness, the first creation, see? He was number one. I mean, she came from him. So, even though they've all been together here with God, he still has this concept of self that as he comes through rebirth, as he brings consciousness down through this death, which is rebirth on the way down, as he comes down, somehow he is incapable still of surrendering. He still has not achieved the absolute concept of Shin. He is still, I'm number one. I was here first. You know? And he doesn't quite get rid of this. The Eve comes down, and she goes through the processes, and it's like, well, I might have been made from him, but, well, I hit everything I shoot at. You know, I'm as good as him. And she's totally correct. She's as good as him. This is where the feminine principle of divinity comes in, right here. Lesson 25. The feminine principle of divinity. She's totally correct. She's just as good as him. He's the one that does not surrender that concept. And the kid, he thinks he is God. So we get down here and everybody figures they're balanced. That's lesson 25. 26 is going to be a lot of fun.